Hey, welcome to the Original Brew Collective podcast. My name is Ben. This is Robert. Thank you so much for tuning in. However you are tuning in, whether you're watching this on YouTube or listening on Apple Podcasts or your favorite podcast app, we just really appreciate you listening. We're back at another week, and what we do on this podcast is we review different beers from different breweries, and while we're tasting, while we're smelling the beers, while we're talking about their color and reviewing them overall, we just we have fun while we're doing it and discuss a variety of topics as well. And so today is no different. That's what we're going to be doing today. We're really excited about, or we've never had this beer on the podcast, but we've had this brewery, and so we're pumped about it because we really like this brewery a lot. So what are we drinking today?
Yeah, today we are drinking another beer from Monkish. We're very excited about this one, as we are with every single beer we have on this show.
Mm-hmm.
This one is called Solo Hike.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Okay, so last time that we reviewed Monkish, because Monkish, they release when the beers are going to be distributed, not distributed, mm-hmm. but released a day of. Mm-hmm. So how did you get these? Because Robert picked these up again.
Yeah, so they typically, for most releases, they won't announce it until day of, and it's occasionally they'll just kind of post on Instagram and say, hey, can release today, we're open early right now. And so
They open early?
Occasionally they will open a little early for a release. And so I was in the LA area. I go down there every few months, and I really wanted Monkish, and I was going to be there for at least half a week. And so I kind of went digging through the history of their Facebook posts and started finding patterns on when they've been releasing historically. And so this is a little tip for all y'all who are going to find yourself in the LA Torrance area specifically.
Did you make a spreadsheet and stuff?
No. I did actually.
This was released on
I started making kind of notes on my phone, just okay, Wednesday release, Friday release, Saturday release.
Yeah.
So I found that a lot of the releases will be on a Wednesday, a Friday, or a Saturday. At least when I was looking back at I think about a 2-month time window. And I found that Wednesdays, they would announce it, again, give you a couple hours or at least an hour notice in advance. If they were releasing on a Friday, they would let you know right when they were opening or slightly early, and everything was released immediately. And then Saturdays, you typically did have advance notice for Saturdays. Saturdays, if they did Saturdays, which didn't seem to be as common, at least with that time window, were a little bit bigger releases. They were going to have a bottle as well, in addition to cans and other stuff like that. So Wednesday passed, and I set notifications on my Instagram account for Monkish posts. Wednesday passed, and they didn't do a release, and so they didn't pre-release going through Thursday. They didn't pre-release about a Saturday or pre-notify about a Saturday. So I figured, okay, that's happening on Friday. Mm-hmm. Still having notifications set. I was working with what I do for a living. I'm able to work remote, and so I went to a coffee shop that was 10 minutes away from their location and was working. And they were also posting around 11:50 a.m., mm-hmm. which is when they were historically posting. Within that time window, it would take a few minutes. And so when 11:50 hit, I was kind of just kept checking my phone, even though I had the notification set. Mm-hmm. And so 11:50 came and passed, minutes were going by, and then it hit noon, and I was so disappointed. I was like, they're not doing a release this week. And they had done one almost every week prior. You
texted me too, right?
Yeah, so I texted Ben. I was so bummed. It was 12:01, and I was like, hey, man, they're not doing a release today. And then I think it was less than a minute after I had sent that text to Ben, I get a notification on my phone. Monkish posted. And I was like, what? And so I swiped, and I saw they're like, can release, open now. And so I texted Ben, and I was like, I was wrong. And I made my wife run to the car, and we got in, and they sell out within a couple hours. Yeah, it's you need to be in the area or accessible.
It's actually a really good tip mm-hmm. for you listening if you want Monkish, and that's kind of how you have to get it.
Yeah, and it's also, even if you're not in the area, I was thinking about it, and I feel like having that knowledge on when they're going to be posting and typically doing can releases is good information for people who are looking to trade, because then you can hop on that post as soon as possible and say that you're in search of it and so what you're willing to trade.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and then because when I went, I was starting to see within 15 minutes, I felt like there was so many comments on that post and people looking for trades and stuff. And so I was able to broker one really quick. Yeah, just because I started scrolling through. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So very excited about this one. This one is a little special. I believe this is the first release for Solo Hike. It was the first release for Solo Hike. And it is would you call it a double collab? Because it's not just one brewery. Or would that be a triple? There's 3 breweries that took part.
I would say triple collab.
Triple collab, because Monkish being one of them. So I guess triple collab, depending on how you look at it. It was Monkish, which is, like I said, from Torrance, California. We have Other Half, which is from Brooklyn, New York. And then Richmond, Virginia, which is where the Veil, who is the 3rd collaborator, and where they're from. It's Richmond, Virginia. Mm-hmm. And so really excited about this one. Even when I actually picked it up, I wasn't even aware that it was a collaboration at all. And so I got it, and later I realized, so I was pretty excited about that. Because Other Half puts out some incredible stuff. We have yet to try anything from the Veil. Mm-hmm. And if you have access to the Veil, reach out.
let us know.
I'm sure we could find get a trade pretty easily online, but
their beers look
reach
really
out.
Good.
Yeah. So without further ado, I'm going to crack this one open. I will also say this is, I believe I may have already said it, but it's a double dry hopped. Double dry hopped double IPA coming at 8% ABV.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm going to open this. Ben, you want to kind of tell them what the can art is on this one?
Yes. Well, first of all, a lot of times on can art, the art reaches all the way around the can. This one doesn't, so you still see the silver can, and there's like condensation, and oh my gosh, it's like, I don't know why it's like making my mouth water. But I'm gonna have to paint a picture for you on this can, because if you're not watching, you can't see. But it's not simple. So there's a lot going on the can.
Good thing you're a poet.
I know, right? Here we go. So it's really, I do like it. So it's an outdoor setting, and there's 5 hikers. They're like these little animated characters, kind of like boxy characters, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And 4 are in the back, and let me just look. 4 are in the back, and they're holding what looks like to be phones, and they're all looking at the same picture. And I think I don't know, it seems like it's an ode to the brewers, because each of them are wearing a different shirt with a different logo, brewery's logos on the back. And they're walking up a cliffside. And it's a nice sunny day, it looks like. There's a helicopter and
grassy knolls in the background.
And what looks like to be an ocean or a lake behind the grassy knolls. And then the classic Monkish hop logo.
Right, you really went into detail. So
that's it.
For those who aren't listening, I hope that really painted the picture.
Yeah.
Or for those who aren't watching.
Yeah, for those who aren't watching.
I hope that painted the picture for you. And for those who are watching, I'll try to, I don't know if you can see it, get a good shot of that, but that's what we're looking at. The color right off the bat. So we have the beer poured out into our tekus. Mm-hmm. It's just a beautiful, hazy, like a light straw yellow.
Mm-hmm. And it is, it's very hazy.
Yeah, and it's leaving that nice lacing. If you're watching, you could definitely see that, for sure. Swirling it around our glass. It's looking good. Quality beer, what you'd expect from all 3 of these brewing companies.
I can slightly smell it, just swirling it.
Let's see what we got on the nose. Oh my god! Like I knew immediately.
What are you getting?
Papaya and pineapple.
Wow!
I thought.
Yeah, I was thinking tropical fruits.
Yeah, slight note of banana. Mango. My first thought immediately, I smelled it and I was like, "Wow, that was a ton of papaya." And then I took more of a second sniff, and
it's just all pineapple. It is all tropical fruit.
It's a cornucopia of tropical fruit.
Yeah, it is, because I think sometimes there's some beers that this has like no piney smell to me at all, and like some do, but this one is super tropical.
Oh my gosh! Okay, well, I'm too excited. Let's
try
see what we get on the palate. Wow. So I think that when I was saying papaya, I do get notes of papaya, but I was actually confusing that. I meant to say guava.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think I was thinking of guava. But yeah, it tastes like a tropical dole juice.
Yeah.
Is what you're getting on this with hops.
Mm-hmm.
This is a very delicious beer. All those tropical notes, at least for me, all those tropical notes that we were describing on the nose, I'm getting those on the palate as well.
Mm-hmm. Mouthfeel, for me, it's juicy up front and then kind of a dry finish for me.
Absolutely. Yeah, it does finish a little bit dry.
Mm-hmm.
But it definitely coats the mouth.
For sure. It makes my mouth water when it's...
Yeah, which is an interesting combination.
Yeah, it is.
Finishes dry. I think it's the little bit of a
doesn't really
hot
make sense. But
It's super juicy. You get a little bit of the hot bite, and then it just all of a sudden your mouth starts watering just because you want more.
I think I'm getting a lot of pineapple on the palate for it. I definitely can see or guava, like guava juice. It's like guava juice and pineapple.
It's like a sweet.
Honestly,
sweet
dude,
fruit.
your description of the Dole juice is pretty spot on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, it really is. It's
Yeah, the mouth
goodness
feels
gracious.
medium heavy mouthfeel. This is a very good beer. High quality. A bit carbonated, so I'm gonna swirl mine around.
Yeah, it is.
It's not. I wouldn't say it's overly carbonated, but for me, my personal preference, it's a bit carbonated.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just gonna give it a little swirl. I think I also could have maybe poured it a little harder. I think I may have been a little too gentle on the pour, which could have been part of the issue.
You just wanted to be gentle with it.
Yeah, I was trying to be tender.
Mm-hmm. There's nothing wrong with that.
Cam. I'm a tender guy.
Yeah, dude, this is good.
It's a very good
This
beer.
is really good.
I mean, everything I've ever had from Monkish is incredible. When we were there, we tried. I mentioned this before on previous episodes. When I go to pick up cans from a brewery, I try not to order that beer when I'm there. I kind of want to just be surprised when I get home or when we're reviewing one. I want it to be just an honest first time review. No preconceived ideas of what it's going to taste like. And so I didn't try this one. Also picked up another beer from them from the same release day that we'll be reviewing on another episode. But everything that we've tried when we're there is just incredible.
Mm-hmm.
We had this one called Space Cookie that was very good.
That sounds.
Yeah.
What kind of beer is it? Is it stout? Possibly.
You know what? I'm trying to remember. It was. It wasn't.
Seems like it could be like a pastry
IPA?
stout.
No, it wasn't. I probably would have been more inclined to get that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember exactly what the style, but I just remember seeing the name. It might have been an IPA, but they threw little cookies into it actually during the brewing process and stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah, and then
Was
that
it
was
good?
what my wife
You
got.
liked it?
Yeah, it was different. It was very good. It was very good. It's not the best one I've ever had from them, but it was really good. Yeah,
dude, this one, I'm kind of also getting like a slight bit of dankiness on it. Not a lot at all, but like pretty slight, and
yeah,
like guava, pineapple, and then on that last sip, I'm kind of getting a little bit of peach on there too. But
yeah, a lot of sweet fruits.
Yeah,
It's
definitely,
really
definitely.
Yeah,
it's like juice, man.
it is like juice.
It's
like Dole juice.
Yeah.
Come on, Dole, step up your game. Monkish is kicking your butt.
Yeah, make a beer or something.
Well, Monkish, other half, and the Veil.
I know.
Kicking your butt.
Dang, that's crazy. It's so good.
So we mentioned this one, once again, is Solo Hike. It's a collaboration beer brewed at the Torrance, California, which is in the LA County area, from Monkish, a collaboration with the Veil from Richmond, Virginia, and then Other Half, which is Brooklyn, New York. All incredible breweries, all highly rated. And it's coming in at double dry hopped, double IPA, coming in at 8%. And once again, it's Solo Hike. And so because of the name Solo Hike, we're like, what can we talk about? We don't want to waste your time or our time talking too much about random stuff. And we thought, let's keep it on theme. We're going to talk about nature and our brief adventures in nature on different experiences we've had that, I don't know, we feel like sharing for the brewery talk this week. Yeah, we won't talk your ear off. I don't have too many nature experiences. I
have a lot. So I'm just kidding. I don't have that many. I might just have one unless I think of something else.
I used to go camping every year with some of my buddies from high school. And every summer we'd go camping. We'd go camping in Santa Cruz at the beach. And this is just a brief, almost like little comment, but a really short story. We had just gotten there and just set up all our tents. And I had a friend. We were like, I don't know if we're tossing the football back and forth or what. We were doing something. And we all just hear him say, "That is the ugliest raccoon I've ever seen in my life." And we turn over and look, and it was a possum walking across the trail. He had never in his life seen a possum. He thought it was some like mangy raccoon.
Do I know this?
It was Jordan.
Jordan. Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was really funny.
That is funny.
Yeah, it was hilarious when he said that. We were like, dude, that's not a raccoon. And if it is, we should leave. There's a disease going on.
There's something wrong with that raccoon.
Yeah.
It looked like a possum. That's funny. Okay, I'll share a story.
Let's hear it.
So I went camping I was looking. It was when I think I was already graduated. Yeah, I was graduated from high school, and after high school I went to a junior college and was going to transfer. So we did we went to where were we? Oh, we were looking at Monterey Bay, but we were camping. We did a camping trip in Big Sur too. Like we looked at Monterey and then went camping there and all that stuff. And so if you've ever been to Big Sur, there's a lot of cool trails and it's right on the coast. And there's this spot where there's a waterfall that like goes into the ocean, and it is beautiful. It is so cool. And I remember like seeing it because I looked at Big Sur before we went to go there, and like that's a picture that pops up a lot. It's like the waterfall going into the ocean. I was like, oh my gosh, like I would totally want to go down to that beach because that'd be like awesome because it was so beautiful. So we went on that hike and we saw the waterfall going into the ocean. And I'm being completely honest. Like it's been a while, so I thought it was fine to go down there. I really did.
Did you have to climb over a fence or something?
So yeah, there was a fence, but it wasn't a big fence. It wasn't a big fence. It was like one of those fences that has like two slats, you know?
Yeah.
And it was probably like mid-thigh, and I don't know. So it wasn't that tall. Like maybe like...
So the fence was blocking the entrance, like any entrance. So you had to climb over a fence to get to it.
Yeah, so we had to climb over a fence and then carefully go down a very steep hill. Like
so you thought you were
almost a cliff. It was very like you had to. It was kind of safe. It was kind of one of those ones where you had to like sit and like scoot down to get down there, you know, because you couldn't just walk down. And
Sounds like a circumstance where a grappling hook would come in very handy.
Yeah, and there was no trail.
Whenever topics like this come up and I hear like a story or something.
Oh yeah, like, you are.
This could use a grappling.
Yeah.
I always give my wife a hard time.
That's really funny.
One time where she didn't let me buy a grappling hook. And like there's been circumstances where I've like looked at her and been like, wait, I bet you wish we had that grappling hook now.
So we got down there. I mean, Robert, you weren't there.
Mm-mm.
I don't think you were.
No.
I don't think you were in our lives yet.
I was not.
But Robert's wife was there. Obviously, I was there. My girlfriend at the time, but now my wife was there, and then there was two other people there, but I think Kaylee, I don't know. Anyway, so we got down there, and it was awesome. Like we were just walking around on the beach and everything, and then these like two other guys came down, and we kind of talked to them, but we were like on our way out while they were on their way in, and we were like, oh yeah, it's so awesome, this is so much fun, but we were like leaving, so we were going up, and we were like halfway up the cliff. And we hear the two guys like making noises, and we like turn around and they're both naked, and they're both taking pictures under the waterfall of each other, but it wasn't like they were like no, it wasn't sensual. It was like they were just just kind of goofing around type of thing, and because they were like covering.
Sounds normal.
Yeah, like what else do you do? I don't know. So they were taking pictures of each other naked, and we were like, what the heck? Like what are they doing? But I think they were just like having fun. Like it wasn't.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, it wasn't. I don't know. So like we got to the top, and we get to the top, and there is a park ranger waiting for us at the top, and her name was Kathy. Dang, yeah,
damn Kathy,
freaking Kathy. And so it was trespassing. I didn't even think of that at the time, but so. We had to sit on this like curb next to the fence and wait for the two naked guys to like come back. Well, they put their clothes on, but then came back up, and we had to wait for them.
At least they put their clothes back.
I know. So we were waiting for like an hour and a half, and we all got tickets for trespassing. I think it was over $200 each ticket, and then but they got public nudity as well. And one of the guys, while we were waiting,
isn't it like that's big?
Yeah, no. So while we were waiting. He was talking to us and saying that this was his second ticket of getting public nudity, because apparently he was like walking around some like big city or something at night, like on a pier, and he was walking around naked.
I mean, I've heard from in certain circumstances with public nudity, you can become a registered offender.
Yeah, I mean, because if there's kids around,
and so twice, I feel like that's. I mean, if he hadn't been forced to register at that point, twice maybe. Then.
But he didn't He didn't seem creepy. He just seemed like he was
very eccentric.
Yeah, he was just like I don't know, and he wasn't like a hippie either. He was just trying to be kind of like a. I don't really know.
There are certain cities where you can being publicly nude, like San Francisco.
San Francisco.
Yeah, I remember that's how I found out was witnessing someone. I was like, oh, That's something.
Yeah, it's.
Then I found
That
out.
would be very.
Sacramento, there was a loophole where there was like a certain area. I think a few years back, they fixed it. But there's like a certain area. I don't know if it was like a park or something. But the way the law was written and worded, you could be public in certain parts of Sacramento, city of Sacramento.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think they fixed that real quick. But yeah.
But that was my story. Kathy Rose ticket. We trespassed in Big Sur. I didn't know we were trespassing, but it was really cool down there. Though. I feel like it was worth it.
It was worth it.
I mean, I went.
How much was your ticket?
It was over $200. Yeah.
I mean,
I want to do
a nice, beautiful hike and a show. Those guys in waterfall. So.
Yeah, I obviously want to do it again, but like I said, I didn't know I was trespassing.
Yeah,
we just wanted to go down there, and I think we were like 18, 17,
yeah.
So I don't know, and I don't know, but it was fun.
That sounds fun.
It was fun.
Yeah. Speaking of nudity, I was visiting Alaska a handful of years ago, and we met some people who had a boat. And so they offered to take us on this hike to what they called, I don't know if it's the official name, but they called it Glacier Lake. And so we took a boat across the water, which was in itself was an incredible experience, crossing this like inlet of water or bay of water, I don't know the terminology. It's body of water to this hike. So it was the only way, it was a remote hike, so it was the only way to get to it. We went on the hike and it was a pretty easy hike, nothing too difficult. And then at the end we get to this lake where they have there's a giant glacier, and then it's like running off into this giant, like it wasn't massive, it was a decent sized body of water, like it looked like a lake, or it was a lake, and then there was there's glaciers in the lake, smaller glaciers floating and stuff, and so we thought it was a good opportunity to go skinny dipping for the first time. So I went skinny dipping, and that was an experience. Skinny dipping in Glacier Lake. So we ran in.
That's your first time ever going skinny dipping?
Ever. I've never did it before. Never done it since. But yeah, first time. And so it was interesting because I told myself my goal was to fully submerge, and then I could get the hell out of there. And so I just ran in as fast as I could and just threw myself to make sure I actually committed.
That makes it easier.
Yeah,
I think.
absolutely.
To just get it done.
As soon as I submerged, like I couldn't breathe. Like it's that cold. Like it just like takes your breath away.
When weren't you there in September? Yeah, it was September.
Yeah, so it was absolutely beautiful there.
Oh, okay.
Alaska was one of the most beautiful places I've ever been.
So it wasn't cold outside? It
was like we had to wear jackets.
Oh, yeah.
But Glacier Lake was obviously like freezing cold.
Do you know how cold the water was?
I mean, it wasn't frozen, but there was glaciers in it. So I would guess like high 30s, maybe.
Because really freaking
so it wasn't
cold.
It wasn't quite freezing. It was frozen.
How long did it take you after to like warm up?
I mean, you're instantly like at first it shocks your system, so I couldn't breathe, and then I just got up, turned around, and started sprinting back. But I was just so like it hurt.
Yeah,
so I was numb, and so like it wasn't that bad actually, like to warm up afterwards because I just couldn't feel anything. And so by the time I was already like warming up. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that was a really cool experience.
That is cool.
Something I've done. I wanted to be able to just say that I did it. And then this isn't really related to me, but when I was younger, I didn't go camping a whole lot. I went camping a handful of times growing up with my family. And my brother and I, my parents wanted to go on this really long hike. It sounded long to us as kids. I think it maybe was like 6 miles or something. One like round trip kind of thing. It was like a one way. And then you get picked up and you can go the other way, like go back. But I don't think there was like a shuttle. So my brother must have been like 16 because he could drive. And so we said we weren't going on the hike. My parents went with my sister, and we said we would just meet you guys at the end and pick you up. And then we all just drive back. And I just remember sitting there. My brother and I were just hanging out and seeing, it was like this long, big bend where you'd see people start coming to the end of it. And I just remember my sister was leading the pack, just weeping, like just sobbing because she was so exhausted.
Oh my god!
I remember my brother saw that, and we just thought that was the funniest thing.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, she hiked her heart out.
Yeah. Does she go hiking ever anymore?
No, never. She's not an outdoors person, so that was very, very funny for two brothers to see that happen to their sister. But she survived, so it's okay. But yeah, that was really funny.
That is funny.
But yeah, those are my. I'm sure, like I said, I used to go camping every year with my buddies in high school. But
yeah, I have one other quick one.
Yeah,
I mean, so this will be the last one because it has to do with beer kind of too. But it was just It was a ridiculous circumstance. I wish I could show you pictures of this, but we went to where were we? Gosh dang it, I don't know. We were at some beach. We found this. It was for my friend's bachelor party, and we found a beach that you could camp at. And we always saw was that you could camp at the beach, you know. And we were like, oh, that's awesome! Like we could be on the sand, and like that's what we wanted to do. We get there, and we get there kind of at night. And so it's dark, and there's a crap load of people that get there at night, and they all have huge RVs. And we thought it was just going to be like tent camping and like a really cool. So anyways, we like set up, there's, how many guys were there? I want to say that there's 5 guys, 5 guys there, but we had a 4-person tent. Oh, gosh. And it was like, and
when they say like a 4-person tent, that means you're squeezing forward.
Yeah. And like we set it up, and it looked like crap. It looked horrible. Like, I don't think we set it up right. And so, but we get there, we're sleeping at night, and then we wake up, and because we're all just like packed in there. And I think we just left our luggage in the car, you know? But we wake up to the sound of like, we're like, what is this? Like, what is happening? And we get up and we look out, and there's just like a ton of people riding ATVs. Just back and forth, like so many people, because it was like on sand dunes. Yeah. And so, like, there was just people, and it was all day. All day, people were just riding ATVs, and and everyone had an RV. We were the only tent on the beach. Jeez. Everyone else had RVs and ATVs, and
we did it wrong.
We were just in our crappy little tent, but I mean, it was fun. Like, we drank so much beer. Like, I think it was insane. Like, one night, I think we each had like 12 beers each, and I don't know. I know like people drink more than that. I know, but like for like at the time, like I hadn't been drinking a lot of beer. Yeah. And so like we drank 12 beers each, and just it was fun because like we just joked around about the ATVs that just.
Could you at least do a fire on the beach?
Yeah, we did. Okay, we could do fires.
That's like my favorite part about camping is sitting around enjoying a good beer and hanging out with friends.
But it was like windy too during the day, and just ATVs going back and forth. So. I mean, it wasn't like relaxing.
Yeah, doesn't sound.
No, it was just kind of funny, but
I'm sure you didn't have as good a beer as this, though.
Oh heck no!
You guys are probably drinking like
it was Bud Light. We were drinking Bud Light.
We've all been there.
Yep.
Don't judge.
Nope. Come on. I can remember the boxes laying around our campfire of all the Bud Light.
You got to use those as kindling.
Yeah, exactly. Right?
Yeah. This beer, not a whole lot has changed, and I'm very happy about that. Because right off the bat, like on our first sip, it was incredible.
I had a thought. I mean, this is like kind of everything you want from a hazy. You know, it has like the juiciness, the tropical notes, and
I would say this is probably one of the most tropical hazies I've ever had.
Yeah,
and you get
I would agree.
Yeah, and you get the tropical notes from a lot of New England's hazy IPAs. This by far is probably one of the most.
It's
tropical.
Like strictly tropical notes on it.
Yeah,
for aroma and taste.
Yeah, and I'm not talking like I'm not getting like much, if any, citrus or anything. We're talking straight tropical. Like I said, dole juice, guava, papaya, pineapple. This is really good.
Banana on the nose.
Yeah, a little bit of banana on the nose. This is a really good beer. So thanks for listening.
Yeah, thank you.
Like I said, not a whole lot's changed. This is just incredible beer. If you can get your hands on it, try to, because this is very good. This actually could be a good hiking beer. Yeah, go for a solo hike.
It's definitely refreshing. Yeah, you know, because it's I mean 8%, but it's super easy to drink.
Yeah, so go on like at least a mile hike. You go
on a chill hike.
Yeah, go on a chill hike. You know, get to the finishing point, the peak or summit or whatever it is. Drink the beer, and then you just walk it off on the way back. Yeah,
I wish we would have done that with
Maybe we're going to go do that. We have a couple more cans today, so maybe we'll do that after this.
That's a good idea.
But yeah, thank you for listening. We appreciate it. Thanks for joining us. If you don't already follow us on all the major social media platforms at Original Brew Collective. That is Facebook and Instagram. And then we do have a Twitter, which is at Brew Original.
At Brew
Original. Thanks, Ben. I never remember that. At Brew Original on Twitter. Only Twitter. And then my name is Robert. This is Ben. You can also, if you want to, feel free to follow us on our personal beer Instagrams. I'm Robert_OBC, and that is Ben.
I'm Benjamin _OBC. Yeah. Ben was taken.
Ben was taken.
But my real name is Benjamin. But so it's been at Benjamin_OBC. And what that is like, it's just different. It's more content and different pictures.
We post different photos than we post on the OBC or Original Brew Collective accounts. A lot of the same beer, but different photos for those.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, feel free to give Original Brew Collective a follow, please, and then our accounts if you actually even like us. But also subscribe on all your major podcast platforms. Whatever your favorite one is, feel free to subscribe, rate, review. And the same goes for YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube or you want to watch on YouTube, go give us a watch and then subscribe and rate on there as well.
If anything, you should watch for Robert because he's just so good looking.
Yes. I hope we don't get like weird mean comments now.
Why?
I don't know. No, he's not. But yeah, so thanks for joining us. We're gonna keep on finishing this off. Like I said, like Ben said, or one of us said it. We have more of these, so I said it.
Yeah.
So we're gonna enjoy a few more Monkish after this. But thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
We hope you continue to listen and watch our future episodes.
Yep.
Cheers.
Cheers.